In the last episode, Saul went looking for lost donkeys and found a kingdom. Samuel poured oil on his head and called him ruler over Israel. The Spirit came upon him, and he prophesied. But when the lot fell on him at Mizpah, he was found hiding among the baggage. The king who towered over everyone else could not stand to be seen. Some followed him, some despised him. Saul kept silent. Nahash the Ammonite goes up and besieges Jabesh-Gilead. All the men of Jabesh say to him, "Make a treaty with us, and we will be subject to you." Desperation. The city is surrounded. The men of Jabesh offer surrender. But Nahash the Ammonite replies, "I will make a treaty with you only on the condition that I gouge out the right eye of every one of you and so bring disgrace on all Israel." Not merely subjection, mutilation. Every man in the city blinded in one eye. A permanent mark of shame on all Israel. The elders of Jabesh say to him, "Give us 7 days so we can send messengers throughout Israel. If no one comes to rescue us, we will surrender to you." Nahash agrees. He is confident. He believes no one will come. When the messengers come to Gibeah of Saul and report these terms to the people, they all weep aloud. Just then Saul is returning from the fields, behind his oxen. He asks, "What is wrong with everyone? Why are they weeping?" Then they repeat to him what the men of Jabesh have said. "The king is coming from the fields. He has been plowing with oxen. Saul has not yet assumed royal duties. He is still a farmer." When Saul hears their words, the Spirit of God comes powerfully upon him, and he burns with anger. The Spirit falls as it fell when he prophesied, but this time it brings not ecstasy but rage, holy anger at the threat against his people. He takes a pair of oxen, cuts them into pieces, and sends the pieces by messengers throughout Israel, proclaiming, "This is what will be done to the oxen of anyone who does not follow Saul and Samuel." The oxen are cut into 12 pieces, sent to the 12 tribes. The act echoes a darker moment in Israel's history, when a Levite cut his concubine into pieces and sent her throughout the land to summon war against Benjamin. That was a summons born of tragedy and civil war. This is a summons to unity and deliverance, but the echo is unsettling. Violence calls to violence in Israel's memory. Then the terror of the Lord falls on the people, and they come out together as one. The terror of the Lord. Not fear of Saul, but fear of God. The nation responds to divine compulsion. When Saul musters them at Bezek, the men of Israel number 300,000, and those of Judah 30,000. 330,000 fighting men gather in response to the king's summons. The man who hid in the baggage has summoned an army. They tell the messengers who have come, "Say to the men of Jabesh-Gilead, by the time the sun is hot tomorrow, you will be rescued." When the messengers go and report this to the men of Jabesh, they are elated. They say to the Ammonites, "Tomorrow we will surrender to you, and you can do to us whatever you like." The men of Jabesh deceive Nahash. They promise surrender while rescue approaches. The next day, Saul separates his men into 3 divisions. During the last watch of the night, they break into the camp of the Ammonites and slaughter them until the heat of the day. Those who survive are scattered, so that no 2 of them are left together. Total victory. The Ammonites are destroyed. Jabesh-Gilead is saved. Saul has proven himself a warrior. The people then say to Samuel, "Who was it that asked, 'Shall Saul reign over us?' Turn these men over to us so that we may put them to death." They remember the scoundrels who despised Saul. Now they want vengeance. But Saul says, "No one will be put to death today, for this day the Lord has rescued Israel." Saul shows mercy. In his moment of triumph, he refuses revenge. He gives glory to God rather than demanding blood. Then Samuel says to the people, "Come, let us go to Gilgal and there renew the kingship." So all the people go to Gilgal and make Saul king in the presence of the Lord. There they sacrifice fellowship offerings before the Lord, and Saul and all the Israelites hold a great celebration. The kingship is renewed, not because it was invalid, but because now it is confirmed by action. The king who hid has emerged. The king who was silent has spoken. The king who doubted has led. This is Saul at his best. The Spirit falls and he acts. The people call and he answers. The enemy threatens and he destroys them. For one shining moment, the tragedy seems averted. But notice, the victory comes only when the Spirit comes. Saul's success is not evidence of his character, but of God's empowerment. When the Spirit falls, Saul leads. When the Spirit is absent, Saul hides. The man himself has not changed. He has been lifted up by a power not his own. But the test will come again. The Spirit that empowers can be grieved. The courage that rises can fail. The man who trusted God in victory may not trust him in waiting. Saul has proven he can lead when the Spirit comes upon him. The question that remains is whether he can trust when the Spirit seems silent. Thank you for listening to this episode about Saul's first victory. The Ammonites threatened to disgrace Israel, and Saul rose to meet them. The Spirit fell, an army gathered, and the enemy was destroyed. At Gilgal, the kingship was confirmed. This was Saul's finest hour. In the next episode, Samuel will give his farewell address. He will call heaven and earth as witnesses. Thunder and rain will fall as signs of God's power, and Samuel will warn the people one final time about what they have chosen.